Hello, this is your disabled combat veteran. After 9/11, Michael Commiso, the battle buddies online. I'm just trying to be Commiso back home somewhere. But everybody pushes me around at my door. I felt like I tried my best my whole life as I served the United States of America. For everybody to judge me at the door. It's funny how everybody have a consent and okay for everybody. For you guys to bully one person in the world. I sit here and I'm like, the Constitution of the United States of America, the Declaration of Independence. I got to speak to a minute. This is a newer book. It's like a dictionary. Like they have dictionaries for everything nowadays. As as to, I feel like maybe there was like only one dictionary back in the day. So I'm gonna try to find the first book that was written for the, this book right here, the Constitution of the United States of America. I I think as an American citizen, I like the word independent. Independence. You know? That means my life in America is independence. So I have to make decision in my life as an American to make it in the United States of America. So independence means it's my life back home as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. Michael Commiso and the battle buddies. So uh, as I feel like over the years, I collected things pretty much for years now. So I kind of got the idea of trying to find the cool thing. I think Commiso already have cool things. I feel like as an independent Michael Commiso, as an American citizen, as to it's very cool to be a disabled combat veteran after 9/11, Michael Commiso. So my independence means something to me as an American citizen and as an American disabled combat veteran after 9/11. I think as the internet has the lack of having independence online as the issue to feels nowadays because people scam your computer and hack you and claim that you're this and that online and talking like streets online. People forget about independence. You can push me and bully me and pick on me as a veteran back home. You can blackmail me as a veteran, but I have my independence. I don't have to choose to put myself down as an American. Just because few people decide to call you a name online and try to make you look bad as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11, My independence tells me I don't have to listen to that as an American citizen. Because I have a disability. You know, I'm a veteran. I came back from war. I don't need people bullying me and picking on me and claim I don't have any independence and walk away from that. Right? I I served my country. You know, I don't know how smart you have to be to serve your country in America, but I feel like I made great decisions for myself as an American. So apparently everything's breaking down. I feel like each school that you go to break down the subject even more. So I feel if I ever get a chance, because my hometown law is bullying me as a disabled combat veteran, and whoever bunch of haters are Commiso, man. I want to know that when I go to college, I have my independence to choose who I want to be to go to college in America. So as they break down the Constitution right in a book, it's the same thing going to college. They break down the math and everything. So I don't know how hard it is to keep people out of trouble based on Americans' law, because I highly doubt people can get beat up and pushed around like that just because you called me a name on the streets online. That's not my fault, because apparently everybody has to consent, and it's okay for billions of nudity on the internet, right? For years, you all claim that you don't know where nudity is, so you won't get in trouble with the law. But I feel like the law themselves don't want to talk about nudity at court because they don't want to get in trouble with the law and themselves as the law themselves. But that's not the case of everybody's on television, on the internet, 24 hours a day. So it sucks that you all had time to sit there and call me names and bully me and blackmail me. And I'm a veteran that has to stand up for my American flag and country. And I have to be able to stand up for myself too, as a veteran, right? I feel like as Americans and as my American country, and even our American government, I feel like, don't you want your veterans to have a good life back home and win? And yeah, I want to do it the honest way. I feel like I was an honest American soldier. I don't know how much lies you have to lie about on the internet, but I'm an honest person. So I took the great qualities of the military. I feel like I I may not learn picked up as fast as everybody else in classrooms, because I always feel like I was still for some reason, because I guess I understand eventually what special education classes were. But just because American kid is in special education class doesn't take any less or more from their independence as an American citizen and as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. I think y'all want us to follow rules. I feel like, well, how much rules does it take to prove uh, that I'm a really good guy as an American hero? And is that it? That's the only reason why we respect each other as people in the world, because there's rules in the world that should be already there and everything. So to come back home from war and I feel like I'm battling the law, and I'm like, well, I thought the whole point of American law is I'm allowed to be Michael Commiso back home. I still don't feel like I did nothing wrong using the internet, as I feel like, well, I'm a disabled combat veteran. That's the title. And I'm a Michael Commiso. You know, I don't know much about my family back home because I was a shy, quiet kid in school. So I have no social skills. But I still got along with other soldiers in the barracks. And my personality, I don't feel like my personality is bad at all for you guys to judge me. As I'm sitting there like thinking to myself, well, how hard is it to stand up for your disabled combat veterans, man? Now, you know, it should be that everybody's cool with each other and friendship, it means something. You know, the reason why you pick up a dictionary and learn the word friendship because you want that to mean something, the friendship part. And you lose that as you grow up and become an adult. People forget the friendship part. So, no, I'm an 80s kid. I'm a 90s. Like, I was born in the 80s, like the end of the 80s. So, I feel like I was born a really good year, 1985. I have a good number. If I ever keep playing lottery tickets, 1985 is a good number because a lot of cool things came out in 1985. A lot of cool movies came out in Back to the Future. I was born. The coolest part being Commiso in the world of some matrix of everybody just talking shit about each other online 24 hours a day. You wonder why people get mad in the world. I was born in the year where cool things were happening. So my parents got together and made me in 1985. So my parents are pretty cool. They must have listened to cool music. Even cool music. Michael Jackson, I think, made a really cool music song in 1985. Sorry, I'm not knowing everything at the time. You all want to know the answers as the human being on this planet. Everybody's always constantly wants to know the answers in the world. And I'm sitting here like, how hard is it for you guys to chill out in the world? Because there's a lot to learn on this planet. You all might try to sit there and pick out the negative in the world, and that's like that's going to help anybody. But I was born in 1985. I have a good age, 40 years old. Oh, yeah, I know. A lot of years went by back home as a veteran. And I lost the chance to hang with my brother. I had lost the chance. Well, I still can hang with my brother, but that's maybe I'm complicated. I don't know. I felt like I'm goofy. I try to be goofy at 40. You know, I try to make people laugh. That's who I am. And yeah, I do understand that even I, as a veteran, needs to chill out. But so far, I feel like as a veteran that served this country after a while, you guys are more uptight than I am. That's since I as a disabled combat veteran. And I'm trying to figure that out because I don't know how hard it is to live in a world where you guys act like there's no positive feedback on the internet. Seems that That's all people want. The reason why people make goofy videos online and make the internet way how it is, people wants to have a purpose in life. People don't want to be like in the Matrix and be like Star Trek in a robot. And I have to be controlled in every direction as an American hero back home, acting like you can't trust. And I'm 100% artist. I found out when I draw, I can draw exactly how. If I draw Beavis and Butthead again, I like drawing Beavis and Butthead. And if I really take my time as an artist, I can really make Beavis and Butthead look like Beavis and Butthead. But so far, it seems everybody back home is using their independence to judge me and pick on me and take their time out of their lives, because I don't know how long you have to monitor a 100% disabled combat veteran after 9/11. But since that's all people do is monitoring the internet anyways, so I don't know the conflict on that. To where, I still feel like I'm a really good friend to you, even being a disabled combat veteran. I'm not trying to take my independence to try to make you look bad. As to me, to where I am an American hero back home, and I understood in the military to defend your American flag as a disabled combat veteran. So for people to sit there at court and take my independence away and act like I don't have any constitutional rights as an American citizen sucks, because you had to take all your time to try to make me look bad, and you lost all that time to try to make something out of yourself, as I'm still feel like I'm a really good guy, and I trust myself using the internet as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. As to how hard is it to keep the internet safe for everybody to be safe on the internet, it's confusing to me. So sometimes you feel like people are misleading me. So it took their time at court to mislead me as an American hero, as their independence in American country. So I feel like, well, if you guys can sit there and try to use my Commiso is 100% disabled combat veteran kind of thing, so we can use that against him. Well, in my rights, as I get bullied back home and pushed around like I don't know what that means as a veteran, I'm going to use my independence to stand up for myself online as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. No, I don't feel like I have to disrespect the law back home compared to how hard is it to sit there and actually say that is that some kind of complicated thing. Do you talk bad around your family members and friends at court around here as an American citizen? Because last time I checked, you go to school in America and you got teachers, and you learn not to disrespect the students as teachers and teachers in America to court. I understand you respect the law. You pound that in my head so much to respect the law as an American. I understand that because I'm an American hero back home as a disabled combat veteran. So I feel like you had to go out of your way to lie compared to me being on the internet as an American hero back home, and compared to what's on the internet. I don't think I'm a bad guy to be on the internet and everything. So I feel like there are more words in this book to defend myself, saying that's kind of bullshit. You went out of your way and you're Americans yourself at court around here. right? I don't think it's that hard to be an American in an American country, right? I feel people want to live in America because of our independence rights in America. So I don't know where all this hate's coming from. And I feel like I'm getting cockblocked by my hometown in 24th century internet. Why you actually acting sitting there trying to say that I'm a bad guy and I'm confused. I'm confused and it's kind of weird when 9/11 is around the corner on the internet to get treated like shit back home. And I don't do that to my hometown law. I'm the veteran that went and served my country and my flag. My grandpa died, grandmom died, my landlord died. I feel the same feelings as a disabled combat veteran as you all treat me like I don't feel anything in every. I don't want to become a hater. I think it takes more effort to sit there and hate on someone. I'm a disabled combat veteran. I don't know how much energy you can have or need to pick on bullying, blackmailing me, and call me names as you did to your veterans back in the day in history. But I'm used to people bullying me. I was the goofy guy with glasses on the wrestling team. So I feel like everybody has something to say as a wrestler in school, as Commiso. As I had goofy glasses, and I feel like I was the underdog on the wrestling team. I was small. I'm a short guy. I'm not that really tall as a person. And I was a freshman in high school. So I feel like how the internet talks, you know, it doesn't make any sense though to why you all be mean to each other as people in the world. Because that's not how we was grew up as man. You could all could say whatever you want about me as Commiso back home. But at least I've been a Commiso my whole life. I always stood up. Even when I was on the wrestling team, you know, I felt like I stood up for myself in school. Because that's what I was taught on the wrestling team. And then he taught me in the military to stand up for myself in the military. But how tough can we be as people in the world? You know, the law shouldn't be that tough to Americans as we're Americans. The law should be simple to abide by in America as you to use it American internet. I couldn't say this at court because I feel like this must hurt your reputation at court around here. And you must be so confused as people treat me like I'm stupid at court around here. What my independent means as an American citizen. I don't know what type of reader I was in school, but I read the book that was assigned to me in classroom. And I had trouble reading as to, I felt like my mind wanders and I don't understood what I wrote. I feel like I had other things. Maybe Commiso has other things to do. As to, you know, why is it so hard for you guys in the world to talk good things about each other? Not as just to be an American online in here. You know, as I was a world traveler, I took my independence and served my country after 9/11 as an American hero. I had a choice. I didn't have to join the military. I had the choice. And I made the right decision to be a disabled combat veteran. It's cool that I can say that I'm an American hero. As you take your independence to discriminate me, uh, it's hard to believe that people talk to each other like the internet came out yesterday around here as an American citizen. Right? Oh, you know for a fact that I didn't even have time to use the internet back home, explore the internet. As you sat there and dragged me to the bad scamming internet sites online on purpose. I was too stupid to understand that at time, right? I don't know what it means to get hacked as a nineties kid. When we got hackers as 90. I don't know, people always talk to me like I was stupid. Yeah, I was on special education classes and I have a speech impairment and a learning disability and I got hit in the head a lot. But I'm not stupid as a person. I feel like you had to take more effort to come up for a reason why you had to talk bad about your disabled in the state of New Jersey when New York State and New York City is around the corner. Don't even talk bad about your disabled combat veterans. So it's not my fault you look bad on you took your independence to try to make me look bad. And I want to do that. I want to take my independence to make you guys look bad as an American hero back. But that's all we do nowadays. Oh, since everybody's lives is online 24 hours a day, I'm allowed to talk shit about you because we know everything about you because you got no lives and hack each other 24 hours a day. I don't know how much information you need to get on the internet to understand. I have American independence on the internet. I'm trying to use my freedom of speech because my independence told me to do that as I served my country after 9/11 and my battle buddies. So you can take the words the wrong way just to try to make yourself look good on the internet. But I want to do that too as a friend. You know, I think people like me in school. I feel like the teachers like me in school because I'm Commiso, Michael Commiso. I'm not that hard to hang with. If you know, with the internet, I feel like people forget what it means to get to know each other now. Because you don't want to look bad on this streaming world of television that every single person online is on live television. So that sucks, you know. You know, so it's confusing to me because I feel like I'm a good guy. I went out of my way to be a good guy. I feel like I uh, have a conscience and know from right from wrong to as to the internet. You view everything online 24 hours a day. So I can't understand that people can accept violence and crime on the internet and television, but they can't accept each other as a human being. As man, America is so cool. We don't just have independent rights in America. We got Privacy Act independence on the internet. You all had to invade my privacy just to make me look and talk bad about me. But I didn't invade my court privacy on the internet. You had to take more action to reaction to start a friction as a this to a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. So, as an American, I don't understand how there's any type of crime in America. We all understand we're Americans and we all cool with each other online and nobody has to get hurt in America. So I don't understand the crime on television and I don't understand how you act like, oh, it's this hard to live in reality, you know? When you watch Family Matters and Step by Step and everything, and even Bill Cosby, I thought Bill Cosby was a really cool show because Bill Cosby was a funny guy, and he's still a funny guy. How you all could turn each other on each other's backs and let your friend sit there and get their life screwed over. As a, a kid that was born in 1985, we was not taught that in Back to the Future. So it's cool that I was born like 3 months or 2 months before Back to the Future movie came out. And if you understand Back to the Future movie, it's pretty cool. As an American, I don't know anything because I was being born as an American, and I was born before Back to the Future. So I was born before time, before I went back in time to be born before the movie came out, the Back to the Future. And that's how simple it is to use your independence in America. As to, we have human rights. Oh my God. As a human being using the internet, I don't know. Is it that hard to understand that we're all human beings and I have a heart and you got a heart too because you're a human being too? I don't understand that being a human being. That's why, well, I like animals. I like tigers and everything. I wonder how their lives are doing. How simple it is for to protect animals in the world. Yeah. Oh, I don't know who has the simplest life on this planet as a species, or like a tiger, or even maybe I heard there's like flowers and trees that live up billions of years or something, or thousands of years. You got big turtles that live up to 200 years. So it seems like being a human being is a stressful thing to be on the internet. As to how you can keep your animals safe all around the world and everything. As to you want to teach, well, why don't you teach how to enjoy this life we live on this planet? You know, imagine everybody has the ability to travel in the world, and everybody trusts each other to travel with each other and be comfortable and have a good time in all the countries in the world. We did that. We have movies. As to John Candy, you know, I feel if John Candy would have kept making movies, then the John Candy movies would just get better and better and better and better as John Candy movies. That's what I grew up. I lived on Happy Television, and I was like a kid that played outside, so I watched television here and there back in the day. And television wasn't that negative as to you're trying to tell me in every family in reality you're all picking, bullying, and fighting with each other and don't know what it means to be a family and friends in the world? As to Step by Step and Family Matters. They all was a family because they understood what it means to be an American family or just being a family. You didn't have to be somebody else. And when you watched that, they had, I was a 90s kid, well, born in the 80s, a 90s kid. You didn't have to, eh, the movies and television shows taught you as an American, everybody has a part in the movie in the life. They had it. I feel like I'm just a goofy. I try to be goofy or whatever. I even have a goofy laugh. So I was allowed to be a goofy 90 kids in school because in movies, they had a part for me in every comedy as the goofy kid in America. So now, man, I don't know if I want to go on your reality show. No, back in the day, if I was allowed to go on step by step and just say hey to all the people, I'd be cool with that on television back in the day. Or Family Matters. I'd be the guy that lives next to the Family Matters. The people, guys. So now it's like, damn, I feel like you have to dodge every television channel nowadays just to get what you want to watch. And you're like, crap, it wasn't that hard to watch television back in the day. So I'm just sitting here and trying to think, well, you're trying to use your independence against me as Americans or whoever. Not everybody. And I'm an American independent disabled combat veteran after all. So, I don't know. I just want to chill. I feel like I was chilling on the internet and you just sat there, Phil. It's hard to believe you could get scammed with everything nowadays where, yeah, we we understand that there's law on the internet. We all seems like, just because, I don't know. It seems people dodge the law on the internet because they don't want to get in trouble with the law. So as the law, you didn't learn anything about Americans as the law, and you didn't learn anybody on here because they're, yeah, and that's not how it's supposed to be. So I don't know what issues you had with me being on the internet over the years, but my grandpa died, and I felt like, well, if I could make my battle buddies laugh at war, well, maybe I can make people back home in America and make people laugh. And I don't have any. I don't know. Is it that hard to make comedy in the world nowadays? You guys pick on each other so much you forgot what it means to laugh at a movie. You're so serious. You go and see a movie at a movie theater and it's comedy, and you all have to be this cool kid in this movie theater and hide the fact that you laugh. No, if there's a really good movie and I will laugh at the movie theater, and you all would get upset because I would laugh loud at the movie theater. So I don't know how tense it is to live on planet Earth in the 21st century, but I don't know if everybody, we're all human beings by now on planet Earth, right? Well, hopefully we're all in. I felt like every country to have their independence as people in the world too. I highly is it that complicated? I don't understand the complication of human beings knowing they're human beings on the internet and they basically see and do the same thing online 24 hours a day. To bully one person and being discriminated, you know, there's different ways of using discriminating. I don't know if people take that word the wrong way. That's just saying discriminating on the internet. Because I was the goofy kid in school. I didn't understand the conflict going to school. as a 90s kid, I was like a happy kid at one point. I was even a happy soldier at one point serving my country. And I don't want to drain my happiness. You know, you can sit there and act like it's so hard to direct each other to have a good, so everybody can have a good life and you all can just sit there and stop being, suck it up or whatever. I don't know how hard it is to make friends in the world nowadays. And just enjoy, holy crap. You're still questioning why there's life in the world as people. Well, you got comic books, you got Beavis and Butthead, all this. I'm not putting down everything. It's called constructive criticism. They taught that word in the military. And I can't remember everything. But, you know, if I take the time, I could probably remember how grandmom used to take us to Long Beach Island. But I didn't do that for years as they changed things in the roads, and that's too. It'd be cool to go to Keyport. That that might be the hardest part. Yeah, you could get a GPS and the car could take you to the Keyport, but trying to remember great great grandma's house might be hard for me. But eventually, the GPS nowadays will take you where you need to be. If anybody has any addresses, now that's how simple the world is. You type an address and everybody knows where each other lives on the internet 24 hours a day. So it sucks that, yeah, you kind of, using the internet, you kind of you put your trust as an American independence to use the internet nowadays. As you want to trust an American law. You want to trust an American internet. So I just feel like you sat around and took the time on purpose to set me up. Because maybe I wasn't the coolest wrestler, and there's some few people that decided to take these jobs just to try to make me look bad because you all thought I was a soft wrestler. I was a hard wrestler. They even said that I wrestled with my heart. I just kept going so I won't lose. He put me up with the biggest, I felt like the biggest guy on the wrestling team. Oh, Commiso, that's what happened. I was I was too good my freshman year. When I wrestled, I felt like every year, that's why I got tired, maybe. I apologize if I didn't wrestle my senior year in high school. I just maybe felt like, man, I was tired. Now, I got pimples too as a teenager in high school. And I didn't want to lose to my wrestling team. I took my American independence on the wrestling team in high school, and I felt like I was losing a lot towards my junior year. Man, we try to every wrestler try to break Commiso on the mat because that's how I felt. You're dislocating my collarbone, with my sternum, and no matter and people pinned me. It felt like two or three people pinned me, and the only reason why they pinned me is because I was underweight on the wrestling team. I needed to gain weight on the wrestling team. I felt, and I was just needed to keep on working out. You need a lot of muscle. You know, I'm not saying become like I have the biggest arms in the world on the wrestling team, but you have to have the strength to hold the guy down. I was underweight, and it was hard for me to hold the guy down towards the end of my wrestling career because you all wanted to beat the crap out of me. And every year it only felt like I only got pinned like 3 or 2 times on every school that I went to. And I felt like towards the end, I didn't want to lose for the wrestling team because everybody was winning. My freshman year, I felt like everybody was winning my freshman year on my wrestling team. I felt like everybody was winning on my sophomore year in wrestling, and everybody was winning in my junior year in my wrestling. So my senior year, I said, "Oh, holy shit. They're going to put me against some big giant guy my senior year and ask why I didn't beat him." And I was a teenager with pimples, underweight, and I was hungry. I was more worried about getting a Gatorade or Hoagie because you all told me to make weight every wrestling match. You know how hard it is to try to make weight 160 your whole life. I'm 280 pounds now, so now I got the weight, but I'm 40, and I highly doubt colleges are going to take wrestlers at the 40. Uh, you know, it's funny. You're all. I feel like everybody's ahead of time back home, like in time machine, because you all understand the law on the internet, so you know where to go on the internet as people in the world. For you guys, well, that sucks that people turn each other. You know, we're all 90 kids on the streets, right? And somehow I felt like I hang with here and there, and a few friends stuck around, but we were just like growing up. And I, as an adult, right? I guess that's what you have to do to become an adult. You try to understand why things happen. And I felt like, well, even now, people, I don't know how much, is that what all people do is point out all the mistakes we do as a human being? And then you kind of understand why they're still negative. And because I highly doubt if there's all positive on television, there'll be that much negative on the internet. So I have to come on. Oh, oh yeah, I really didn't know what my battle buddy thought about me being in the military. No, I still felt part of the serving the country, as a battle buddy and being in the military. That part being in the military is cool because we don't know anything. I was just you probably was. I bet everybody was upset with me that there was in the field training and I was in the mail room. So maybe that sergeant did that on purpose. But I had good the time, even with the higher ranks. I was hanging with like lieutenants in the military, partying with them. And I guess the higher rank says, "No, no." He said, "It's cool because I work partying with the higher rank in the military as a private or a specialist." They're like, "Don't let this picture get out on the internet as a lieutenant and everything." And we're all drunk in the party, and I'm like, "Well, how the hell do we share our pictures? And how do you get the? Isn't that the whole point of using the internet?" Oh, you all lost. I felt like everybody lost every picture they had in being in the military, and somehow Commiso and all the odds of you guys even hacked me to screw me over as Commiso back home. I still got pictures of me being in the military as Commiso back home. So yeah, eh, to keep that memory to party with higher rank officers in the military and not get in trouble. I said, once I party with this lieutenant, he's going to put me in formation and tell me I party with him and try to get me in trouble. That wasn't the case. Because it's like, well, you're all at the party too in the world on the internet as the lieutenant. So why am I the only one that gets in trouble at the party at the club as the lower rank in the military? But I felt like I made everybody happier. I, I may not understood every military word in the military or got to. I didn't get a chance to work up in ranks in the military like everybody. Because I have Michael Commiso in the world. It's like, yeah, everybody had a good time in the world serving your country with Michael Commiso, all right? And then I'm like, man, just to party with a higher rank officer as a Commiso like me in the world, that's pretty cool story to say. So I don't want to lose the memories of being. I'm still a veteran. I don't know. Everybody took their American independence to not understand your disabled combat veteran back home. So yeah, you know, back to what I was talking about. I apologize if that's what you all try to do. Oh, Commiso's back in town and everything. You didn't wrestle your senior year, and now we're gonna make your life miserable. Being an American man in American land, in an American country too, with an American flag, man. So, no, I do not agree when anybody says about me as to where it's hard to believe nowadays. Oh, we have the power to hack a computer as a human being, so we allowed to run things the way we want to. And I'm like, I'm just an American disabled combat veteran. I didn't come back home to disrespect my disabled or my hometown law. I didn't come back home to disrespect my family and friends. I didn't come back home to disrespect anybody. So I don't know what my videos are leading to. But to get off what you have to say as the 90 goofy kid in the movie, and nobody understands the goofy kid. It's because you forgot what it means to be the goofy kid, the kids in the world. Right? It didn't matter if everybody was goofy at the party and was having a good time. So you act like, how hard is it to keep each other safe at a party in the 21st century now? And how hard is it for Americans to raise their own kids one day as a disabled combat veteran? Well, damn, it seems you're allowed to hack webcams 24 hours a day to get mad at one person on the internet as a disabled combat veteran. So I feel that's like misleading me, mistreating me, and bullying me, and blackmailing me, and mocking me. And I'm supposed to represent my American flag and country. And I was trying to just make goofy videos on YouTube. So you invade. Feels like everybody invade each other's privacy online on purpose nowadays. They want to take more information from you. So they try to use the information against you. But I'm the one that earned my disability. I'm the one that went to Lions Hospital after 9/11 as a disabled combat veteran. I'm the one that got my 100%. Not the scammers, not the identity theft, not some law takes money from a veteran back home and agrees that's the greatest thing that ever done as to a disabled combat veteran after all. So it's I'm gonna keep trying to make goofy videos, but the military taught me to beat me down. But I my whole life people beat me down. So uh, I that's how hard it was to pin Commiso on the mat. You all try to beat me down on the mat. And I didn't want to get pinned because I didn't want to lose. I was tired, dehydrated, hungry. You all broke my body in every damn match that I went to. And somehow I kept going on the mat. And how the hell is Commiso still moving around on the mat? And first I worked out with my dad and I understood what my coaches were saying, and I didn't want to get pinned for my team because I would just because you win for just because you're the only one that won on the wrestling team, and it doesn't mean you won for the team. So I made it lose that I only lost. I don't think I lost a lot of matches. It's just I think they knew more wrestling moves than I did. They must have took that summer camp when in my junior year, and I didn't. I was just trying to go to great great grandma's house at Long Beach Island with grandma and everything in the summer. I felt like I understand wrestling. I don't have to wrestle in my summer because I felt like once the family got together, everybody's all happy. My mom's happy, my dad's happy, my brother's happy, grandma's happy, Kevin's happy. I felt like grandma, everybody was happy in the family. Every single person in the family. Somehow, I don't know if people like beat up Commisos or something, or the McHughes or whatever. Even the fact that y'all beat up Commisos and McHughes, we're still goofy people. I don't know how goofy my family is, but when I was on the wrestling team, you all beat the crap out of me on the wrestling mat, and I'm still smiling and laughing. And I don't even know why sometimes. You all get I think I guess you all try to get me angry on the wrestling mat, and the more you try to get me angry on the wrestling mat, the more Camiso wanted this. I said, this guy's trying to beat me up. I just want to pin you and go home and take a shower. So I said, in my mind, the faster I pin the opponent on the other wrestling team, the faster I get off the mat and get a hoagie and Gatorade, and then I'll be happy. They probably all had talk bad about me in every school. He said, oh, only reason why Camiso's this or Camiso's that. And I wasn't in I'm not all up in knowing every conversation on the internet as you do as people in the world. But I was always you know, I didn't have to win all the medals. I was comfortable with the wrestling medals that I had. And and I was okay. The other wrestlers was winning too. I felt like, yeah. But there were times on the wrestling team that I felt like they forgot about Michael Commiso even being on the team. No, I don't know. I I was trying to get A's and B's. Uh, I didn't have no type of girlfriend. Well, towards the end, not really a girlfriend, maybe just a friend. Yeah, all through my school year, I was the friend zone guy. So I don't know how much girlfriends you think I had in my lifetime in the world to cock block me and act like nobody knows what sex and nudity is. It sucks we live in a world where y'all, holy crap, this is the first time the law discovered the internet. And even the law themselves don't know what nudity and sex is in the 21st century. So my independence says I did enough in my lifetime as an American citizen for me to stand up for myself and saying, no, no, I don't agree with the court back home. They talk bad about me as my independence as an American hero back home. I don't know how much effort you all decided to team up together as Americans. Oh, we know the passwords. We know how to screw your life over as people online. I'm just talking in general. No, I didn't come back home and bully my law or pick on people or use the law against people. It's not my character. So that's the reason why I didn't wrestle my senior year, because I felt like if I kept losing, I would lose for the wrestling team. And we all had good I felt like you in high school had the greatest wrestlers because everybody was winning. And that was because our coaches, we got coaches, I don't know how many wrestlers, and we had like 3 or 4 or 5 coaches on the wrestling team. And there were teachers too. They were my teachers. Every coach that was on the wrestling team, there was at least 3 teachers. So I understood the teachers as the coach and the teachers as the teachers as the coach that coaches me on the wrestling team. So we got along with each other. And then I felt like I wasn't doing cool things like other towards the end. Everybody was winning on the wrestling team. I was trying not to get pinned and everybody's yelling Commiso. And I'm like, that guy in the movie, what? What? What's that? That one comedy movie? What? I forgot. It slipped my mind. And that was me. I was just I was like the guy that was clueless in high school and did not understand conversation in the classroom. And I was the caveman learning first time how to draw in the classroom. As to my social skills, is maybe I don't. I apologize. I didn't have much time to socialize with my hometown law and everybody to understand my American independence or to how hard it is to get along with each other as to this is the United States of America. We all should be chilling in America, and even Americans chilling with the law a lot, but that's not the case. Feels like people go out of the way and screw your life over on purpose online. And then you all don't want me to speak up because maybe, oh, he might say something cool at court and then you all get mad at me. And I'm like, that's not the reason why we got law in America. For people to use the law because you're just mad at me for why as to it still didn't even have enough information to list me to be what? To call me and bull me a name because you all came up with a new name online to call each other on the internet. So I feel like in the future, people will stand up to that too and say, how is it my fault that you chose in your lifetime to sit and hack my life and scam me and then get mad that you got caught that you scammed me? And then that's my fault. Oh, I have to accept that you're angry and upset with me. And I'm like, I was just trying to get the Hoagie and Gatorade on the wrestling. I felt like I was friends with everybody on the wrestling team. So like, I may not went to all the relatives' parties in high school. I didn't get a chance to go to all the cool, even being a wrestler, people treat you like an outcast. So I guess I was a jock at school. They sometimes they say, "Oh, it's always the outcast or the nerd. It's not the jock that gets bullied at a party." No, pick my Commiso on purpose because I was wrestling good on the team. You didn't want me to win. I worked out with my dad in the summer. I felt like I almost can throw up to, 45s. I was throwing 45s on every arm, and I almost made up to 50 the dumbbells. I was working out so much, I was getting stronger every time I worked out the next time I got to the gym. And I wasn't even big. So you don't have to be really big to be strong. I always felt like I could lift everything that was in there in the gym. I made I should have worked on my chest more. I feel like I should have worked on my chest more. I had strong chest, but I felt like maybe I should have benched a little bit more. So I understood the concept of being on the wrestling team. I felt like I was like a cool wrestler, and I was cool with the other wrestlers, and we all got along on the wrestling team. Yeah, I may not understand every wrestler because I didn't get a chance to hang with every wrestler after school because I had to go home and try to relax for the practice. We had practice the next day after we wrestled the meet for the tournament. So, yeah, I felt like I was zoned out, and now I focused on wrestling so much, I zoned out all the other things in high school that you did as a Commiso and like on the internet. Then I'm like, I wonder what the cool kids are doing. And my senior year, you're supposed to have like a wonderful time your senior year. It's on American TV and you all have the cool senior year party at their prom. Well, I don't know how many cool parties you have to be a cool person in the world, but how many? I felt like the coolest parties was party with my battle buddies in the world. So I had no really any type of taste of what's a club as an American 90s and a bar as a 2000 beginning teenager person. It's only in the military I really partied. And I missed that part because Debbie's always made you laugh at the party. So, you go to Lions Hospital and they say to let your feelings out. And now you get upset because you realize I got feelings as a disabled combat veteran. So, yeah, I felt like I did accomplish a lot for you guys to chill out on me. I don't know if you still have all these years that I didn't wrestle the senior year. I apologize. You don't have to pick on me back home. Well, I I so bad that I didn't wrestle my senior year, as I felt like I had a rest, as everybody tried to break me on the wrestling. So to come home and get beat up again and wondering why you all beating me up, where the reason why I collect my pants is because I had good Christmas. Sure. I don't have anything against my parents back home as a veteran. I don't have anything against my brother. I understand he's cool and everything back home. I don't have anything against my family and friends, all right? I'm just trying to figure out why is it so hard to chill in the world online. That's all I'm trying to figure it out. So if I took my American independence today and took time out of your lifetime, uh, how the hell are you supposed to become friends if all you do is hack each other and take the information the wrong way? And oh, now we have the chance to stab each other in the back as friendship. And I didn't feel that on the wrestling team. In the military, I felt like I somehow made laughter in the military. But there's supposed to be no laughter in the military. Everything's supposed to be serious in the military. Well, I was just a goofy guy at war. I don't know what everybody had, what they was thinking about at war, where everybody was at war with Commiso. I was in the barracks at war, and I was just like, maybe I zoned out as I did the same thing. To try to sleep at war, I listened to music as I listened to when I was on the wrestling team. To me, to zone out on the wrestling team, I listened to Eye of the Tiger. Even in the tournament, I was tired. I know somehow the same kid is going to try to pin me again, and I don't want to get pinned because I get upset about getting pinned. Well, I was just the same type of wrestler as every other wrestler in the world. And I wanted to just make my coach and the team wrestling team happy that I was on the wrestling team. And I didn't want to get pinned. So all the effort you try to make your independence American hero back on to get pinned by scamming me by how can you get scammed by law on the internet in the 21st century? They have more information than us online. They know where to go as the law. As an American independence, you lead me. If I was like if I had to be a coach or something, I would try to teach what I learned in school, and I won't try to like if I, you know, you want your battle buddy. Say I was a sergeant, or maybe I make a lieutenant or something, or captain in the military. You figure, well, I'm the only one that has to look good in the platoon as the captain and the lieutenant. But eventually, uh, not standing up for your battle buddies as lower as sergeant and private, they look bad themselves. So you want your soldiers to achieve as much as you got to being a captain to a lieutenant. I took that out of the military too. So that's why, as an American law, you want to take something out of American law. You want to accept, as an American, you want to accept American law and be okay with American law. But my American independence saying feels like you all took the time to hate on me back home. As to you actually believe Commiso, as I travel all around the world with the coolest battle buddies to come home and you use your independence to try to make me look bad. And I think that's a lot of people, that's why, you know, people don't want to watch reality on television. Because reality now, it seems you all have to fight and make an image on the show. You know, I probably, if I had to go on Jersey Shore, or I would try to be the guy that stop all the fights at the party So we have a good time at the party. Or in the real world, man, I was around when Real World was on MTV, The Real World. I'd be the guy, hey, I know we're all on camera here, but sit aside of being on the camera because I'm the slow college kid from the 20s, in my 20s in America. And we don't know how to party in America in the 20s as an Americans on the real world in a Jersey Shore. And I'll be like, hey, I just came here in peace. So I'll be like, I come in peace. And I needed to party more. I'm 40 years old and everybody act like they're too old to do anything back home. And so I just came on the show to have a beer and I come in peace to have a beer on your show. And that's how simple TV should be. I just came to the party to have a beer, and if you'd have a conflict, I go to the party down the street. I learned how to bar hop and travel around the world. There's more bars on the streets to party at. And I'll be like, calm down. I feel like I calm down my battle buddy so we can party in the clubs and everything. I said, calm down, battle buddies. Come this way and we party at the bar in the club. The Commiso. And somehow we all came back and survived. Partying with Commiso, and you don't understand why. You all stop questioning why there's life in the world. But when you hang with Commiso, you question it. Holy crap. How the hell? What's the chances meeting Commiso in the world? I was the outcast, nerd, jock, fucking special education student, special speech impediment student. Yeah, you guys label Commiso every. I must have been a punk at one point on the wrestling mat because you all pinned me and everything, and you all try to make me look bad on the wrestling mat. And I'm like, well, hey, at least I could get a hoagie. Towards the end of my wrestling career, I was just happy getting a hoagie or it's cool they had hoagies and Gatorade or whatever they was feeding you at the tournament. And I was like, had a relief. I felt good just sitting in the bleachers eating a hoagie and a Gatorade. So uh, I'm trying to use my American independence back home, and I just want to chill in the bleachers and have a beer. Maybe some people could take me to football games because I really didn't get a chance to go to a lot of football games in my lifetime. Not really. And I don't know, I like the Yankees. It would have been cool to see Derek Jeter or whatever era we are in nowadays or whatever Yankee. Because I'm from New Jersey as an American. You know, I'm from East Coast. I have to pick a team eventually, so I guess I go with the Yankees. Oh, there's a New York team, and I'm from New Jersey. Well, I still stand by the New Jersey team as the baseball. I understand. But, I feel like since I've been collecting Babe Ruth baseball cards, I might as well stick with Yankee as a team. That's all I really wanted to say. I say, how can you sit there and judge me back on right away like that and determine who I am as a person? Because nowadays people got internet access to people's lives online. So, I felt like I was a good guy my whole life, and then I'm nice to everybody, and I stand up for myself. So I stood up to bullies in school. Well, that's how I felt when I was on the wrestling team. Oh, I'm the older kid now in the senior year. And I got good grades. I got A's and B's my senior year and graduated here in high school. I, I tried the hardest. That's why when I was partying with my battle buddies, I felt like I was trying the hardest because I didn't know how to party as a soldier before. They didn't really, in basic training, I didn't really party in basic training. I just went to AIT afterwards. And then when AIT comes, yeah, I went to here and there, but I really didn't party in AIT either. So when I was stationed in Germany and the legal age is like 15 to drink over there in Germany, I was 19 year, 20 some years ago. And I was like, what's this? This is called a beer Commiso. Then all my battle buddies had to taught me what type of drink to drink at the club or at the bar. Because I never drank like that before, because I was always on the wrestling team, trying to win for the wrestling team. And so when my battle boys say, this is this shot, and this is how you do a Jägermeister and all that stuff, you know, so I was going to have a wonderful life the rest of my life as Commiso, because I had a wonderful time with my battle boys in Europe. You know, I don't know. I felt like there was more to see in Europe. You can't see everything in a day in Europe unless you're now, some kind of you have a time machine or something, and you know when it only takes a day to see everything because you got a time machine. But it probably takes, I don't know, at least I would say at least a month or 3 months to do a Euro trip to actually how to understand the party in Germany and how to party in London and how to party in Amsterdam, how to party in Spain, how to party in Switzerland, how to party in Liechtenstein, Australia, how to party in Australia, how to party in Hungary, how to party in Berlin, how to party in I could have been in Italy because my battle boys got me drunk and put me on a plane and I didn't know where we was going and it looked like Italy when we landed. But I didn't have it. I don't know if I had a camera at that time. I apologize. I didn't get to, always has the camera on the battle buddy every day traveling. You know, I was the battle buddy. I had a camera everywhere. And I took pictures all around the world. And that's a cool thing to say as a vet. I was a poor Commiso, and I travel all around the world as a poor Commiso. For you guys to try to use your independence, and I got, man, why was it so complicated for my hometown to say anything good about me back home? As I felt like I was on the internet for the whole world to know who they sit there, they don't know how long it takes for everybody knows how to access or know where the person is as a computer or the internet in the 21st century. So I feel like I'm being mistreated unfairly because you know that I'm on a disability. And now you're trying to even try to identify me and scam me, and that's my benefits. And I'm like, man, you really think taking everything away from me is going to stop me from believing who I am as a Commiso? Michael Commiso and serving my country and all the cool things that I do. It just looks like, man, I'm the good friend that try to help everybody. I try to make, like, I help out when I can and I have the ability to. But I have to have a good life too, I'm the one that earned and worked hard for my benefits because I served my country. And I'm telling my battle buddies that. Maybe my battle buddies back home as American heroes, it's kind of cool that you call us American heroes back home. And you lose that as to, you don't have to call us American heroes all the time as veterans. But to stand up for me, be nice. As to, you did a good job today, Michael Commiso. As you, man, what you want to teach your American heroes and veterans back home, what they went through and everything. I was just an American teenager, and I didn't get to college party like White Castle. I grew up when White Castle was around. I think it was 2004 that White Castle came out, and that's the year I should have had the greatest year, my senior year. But we all live in a world. Who is the coolest person to party with at the party? Well, I was, you know, like dodgeball. I don't know who's our greatest player on dodgeball. It could be either one of us. And that was like me and being on the wrestling team. I didn't want to out wrestle everybody. I don't know. I just wanted to be Commiso on the wrestling team. And I just wanted to be Commiso in the military. You know, I I didn't want to make high rank and try to make you look bad in the military because I have high rank. If I had high rank, I was a specialist. As a specialist, I don't think I tried to make the privates look bad around me. You know, so I think if I became a sergeant, I was just trying to help you get this job mission done as a sergeant, man. That's all as my battle buddy, so we could go to the club and party later. Because let's get the job done so we all can party together as battle buddies. I think that's what I would have say in the formation. That if I became a sergeant in the military. All right, privates. Today we're gonna try to figure out how to fix this so we could go to the bar together as battle buddies. And you all would chill around and get around and have a formation around Commiso. Because he wanted to have a beer at the club. And dance with the girls too, as the sergeant. We had to accept each other no matter what rank we was in the military. As you all had to accept Commiso was in the military on in history and time. So I leave that to your thoughts and hope you have a wonderful night or day around the world. It depends where you are in the world. And this is your disabled combat veteran. Michael Commiso and the Battle Buddies online. And all my battle buddies are American heroes. And you got to accept us being American heroes back home as a disabled combat. We like to dance too. We like to dance too. As veterans.